Schenker upgrades the XMG Neo in several areas. The brand new RTX 3080 Ti laptop GPU is used instead of an RTX 3080, an Alder Lake H CPU is used instead of Tiger Lake, and then there's this new port for water cooling. The bottom is made of plastic, while the rest of the chassis, including the lid and even the display edges, are made of matte black aluminum. The base in particular looks very sturdy, but the display lid is also relatively torsion resistant, though its surface strongly attracts fingerprints. The overall build quality is very good. Despite the additional water circuit, the laptop has not become thicker. The 2.2 kilogram heft is also moderate considering the hardware. The Razer blade is lighter, while the Alienware is heavier. The optomechanical keys trigger with clear feedback at the beginning of the stroke. Typing feels good and is quick. Our pre-production model came with blank keys. The power switch, as well as a dedicated switch to toggle through various performance modes, are incorporated above the right of the keyboard. Noise is slightly louder than some of the quieter chiclet keyboards. The rather large touchpad has a very smooth surface. The integrated buttons are quite crisp and leave a reliable impression. The new Alder Lake Intel Core i7-12700H processor and, for the first time, 32GB of DDR5 RAM make the new Neo a real high-performance gaming laptop. For the best benchmark results, we enabled the overboost mode in the control center and also maximized the CPU's PL values in the manual performance settings. For the GPU, we set the dynamic boost to 25 watts. Unless specified, we use the XMG Oasis balanced mode for the best cooling performance. The Intel Core i7-12700H is a high-end CPU based on the new Alder Lake architecture. It has a total of 14 cores, which are divided into 6 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores. In the 1-hour Cinebench loop, the CPU goes head-to-head with its slightly higher clocked sister model, the Core i9-12900HK, and even wins it by a narrow margin over time. The performance is minimally higher with Oasis than without, and the small performance drop seen in the beginning does not happen. However, there is no difference in short-term performance. The Core i7-12700H beats its Tiger Lake predecessor by a whole 30% in the multi-thread test. The two Alder Lake CPUs are also virtually on par in other benchmarks and lead the charts. More than 50% of the CPU's performance is lost in battery mode. The scores in PC Mark X are not convincing across the board. The Razer Blade 15 overtakes the Neo 15 in the overall score. With the Oasis attachment, the Neo performs about 10% better in essentials and productivity than without. The brand new Nvidia GeForce RTX 3080 Ti laptop GPU is currently the fastest graphics card for notebooks and has a GDDR6 video memory of 16GB. In 3D Mark tests, the Neo 15 usually ranks just behind the MSI GE76 Raider that also runs the RTX 3080 Ti at full 175 watts. There are hardly any noteworthy differences with Oasis, and the combination is usually even behind the Neo-only rates. Away from the power outlet, the 3D performance drops considerably. In 3D Mark 11, the laptop loses a whole 87% of performance. With the RTX 3080 Ti in full configuration, the Neo 15 plays all current games smoothly in the native WQHD resolution. There should also be enough reserves for 4K most of the time. Laptops with an RTX 3080 lag by about 10%. With Oasis cooling, The Witcher 3 and Far Cry 5 run about 3 to 5% faster, which is normally not noticeable in practice, but result in bigger differences in temperatures. The CPU clock rate is almost the same in The Witcher 3 stress test, and there's no apparent thermal throttling with the CPU, even without Oasis. Nevertheless, the CPU temperatures are about 11 degrees Celsius, or about 18 degrees Fahrenheit, lower with Oasis attached. The frame rate in The Witcher 3 only decreases slightly over an hour. Thus, the long-term performance is minimally better. Even in overboost mode, the device is, at least, not louder than the predecessor with an RTX 3080. The comparison devices run only slightly quieter as well. the RTX 3080 Ti naturally places certain demands on the power supply. During the stress test, we measured an average of 242 watts. Overall, power consumption is as high as performance. The 93 watt-hour battery does well. We measured around 6 to 7 hours in our Wi-Fi and video test. With the XMG Oasis external water cooling system, the XMG Neo 15 is a great gaming laptop, as temperatures drop perceivably and noise also decreases. On the whole, the advantages convinced us. The combination can definitely pay off for gamers with high performance demands and also in terms of the system's longevity. If you want to learn more about the XMG Neo and Oasis, visit our detailed review at notebookcheck.net. If this video was helpful, let us know by leaving a like. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future video reviews. Thanks for watching.